Speaker, I rise to support this statement by Senator Falhada. Madam Speaker, suicide is a form of mental illness. And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we'll be able to have a conversation that will lead into us trying to investigate further what is the cause of all this. Madam Speaker, when I was listening to Senator Falhada make a statement, I nearly cried, because I know that most people, most young girls from rural areas cannot afford sanitary pads. And for a teacher to make fun of a young girl because, you know, she stained her clothes during her menstrual cycle, it is really a form of inhumanity. So, Madam Speaker, I really want to encourage us as leaders, because our job as leaders is to be able to serve the people who elect us to come here. Madam Speaker, it's about time that we now look back and say, why are we called servants? And when it comes to servant leadership, we must have this conversation, talk about solutions, so that we can be able to help our people. You know, yesterday, we're just having this conversation with my brother, Senator Wetangula, where a man killed himself, and then he kills a wife and kills himself. So this has got nothing to do with wealth, because that person is wealthy. But in most cases, this COVID pandemic has actually made these numbers, suicide cases, skyrocket. There are more people killing themselves now because they cannot afford a meal. Madam Speaker, I don't think I'm the only one here who received text messages from people saying, please send me even 200 shillings just to buy unga for today, because I cannot be able to survive. And before you realize, when those text messages start either increasing, and soon the people who were sending you before stop sending you. And if you investigate further, they ended up committing suicide. So, Madam Speaker, as a country, and I want to speak to the executive, I think it's about time that we now think seriously as to why we were elected as leaders. You know, the other day, I was reading that we as a Senate will be going to Makueni for the devolution conference, and that it is a presidential function, so we must attend. We must attend, yet people are dying. We stop other functions from taking place, but when it comes to a presidential function, we attend. Why don't we take that money, send more money to set up, to invest more on Mathare Mental Hospital, go to the county governments and develop a mental health facilities in each of the 47 counties, even create a counseling center that talks about suicide. When I heard the numbers in Narok, it really, really pains me. So, Madam Speaker, as I speak to all of us here today, when we speak about this issue of suicide, just know that it could be knocking. And soon, you will be telling stories like all those people who tell stories and say, I will never see my brother again or my sister again because they decided to end their life. So this is a matter which all of us must not only legislate on, but we must follow to ensure that at least we can be able to have solutions which will help our people. Losing a life is not something which is easy, and it's not something which is because of time. I do hope in helping people discuss this issue of suicide, and then wherever we find somebody has a mental illness, because it is a form of mental illness, we take action to help them. And as we are sending money to county of their budget to dedicate it to counseling and to dealing with this issue of suicide. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I thank you.